Hello and good morning, students. In today's 12th revision lecture, we are going to commence a new chapter which we are going to revise from our text given to us on page number 57, kinds of sentences. So let's get started without further ado. Earlier, I had given the explanation regarding this chapter in the regular videos. Today in this revision lecture, once again I am going to explain the concept about kinds of sentences. Before we get into the actual thing that's kind of sentences, we need to answer a question: what is a sentence? Isn't it? Although we know about it, but being a revision, we need to revise right from this grassroots level topic. What is a sentence? So accordingly, I put up the question on the board. What is a sentence? To answer this, a sentence is a grammatical unit made up of a group of words that makes a complete sense by itself. I hope you've understood the definition that's given on the board. You might have acknowledged this earlier too. Just a kind of explanation: a sentence which has a grammatical unit. We use different grammar concepts in a sentence. We use the different parts of speech in a sentence. That is why we say grammatical unit. Made up of a group of words. We have different kinds of words inside it. A word may be a determiner, a word may be an auxiliary verb, the verb may be a main verb or an adjective or an adverb. All the different parts of speech together form a sentence which makes a complete sense by itself. Therefore, it will be right to define sentence in this manner. A sentence is a group, a sentence is a grammatical unit made up of a group of words that makes a complete sense by itself. Well, this was the most basic and common thing that each and every child should know, a grammar learner should know. Moving ahead to the concept that we are supposed to revise from our text, that is kinds of sentences, you already see over there a picture being given to you which shows you a number of people standing over there of various ages, different heights, and wearing different clothes and in different moods. So you can see the first picture of a granny over there saying a dialogue or conversating something over there, speaking out. Stop talking about parties. Maybe she is just commanding someone, isn't it? Similarly, you can see a little girl over there. Did you enjoy the party? She's asking a question. What a wonderful party. Someone is just exclaiming something. Further, you can see the boy with the curly hair. It was a wonderful party. Well, he is simply plainly saying something, passing a statement. And finally, you can see the spexy girl over there. Please don't talk about the party, I missed it. She is very sad about it, isn't it? Well, these were the pictures given to us. Each of these individuals were saying something. So they were giving us a kind of sentence. And all these sentences are of different kinds. That is what we are going to learn. Well, before we get into the details and read from the text, let me show you something on the board that I put up over here to discuss with you about types of sentences. Types of sentences are based on meaning. Yes, they all convey different meaning. Just as we read the sentences from the picture given to us, they all conveyed a different basic idea or meaning. Let us analyze with a chart or a flow chart given over here to understand this better. Sentences can be classified into four types based on their meanings they convey. They can be said to be, or they are having these names: declarative or assertive, interrogative, imperative, and exclamatory. Well, these are the four types. Declarative or assertive, what we regard to as simple statements, just a simple statement, something that is stated. Interrogative, what we say, can be asking a question. And imperative has got not one but three subtypes, which we are going to look into this flow chart. Further, the fourth one, that is exclamatory, expressing some kind of feeling over there. Well, this is the same information in a detailed manner given to you in the flow chart over here. Sentences, as the bifurcation you can see, has four parts. The declarative, that states something, that tells us something, that makes a declaration, or I can say in other words assertive, so it asserts something. It tells me something. Second type is the interrogative, which asks questions. So when you ask question to people, we can say we have spoken out or we have made use of an interrogative sentence. The third one is the imperative, which instructs, requests or advice. So as I just told you over here, we have three parts of it, three subtypes. So an imperative sentence is something that instructs, gives you an instruction, not only instruction, it gives you a command, an order to. Apart from that, it makes requests to you, and at times it gives you advice or advises something to you. Well, this was the third type of sentence, imperative, which has got three subtypes. The fourth one, exclamatory sentence. It plays one important role, that is to express a strong feeling of all sort. It could be a happy feeling, it could be a sad feeling, it could be a feeling of, say, boredom or any kind of such feeling that is expressed. Will be using an exclamatory sentence. Let's go further and try to understand the other part of the flow chart. A declarative sentence or an assertive sentence states something can be further grouped up into two parts. As you can see, the picture being drawn over here. It could be an affirmative or a positive statement, something saying yes or giving us or conveying the message of yes. Similarly, it can have a no message called a negative sentence. So we can have an affirmative or a positive statement, or we can have a negative statement. Both these statements are falling under the category of declarative statement. So you can pass out, you can say something, simply you can say something which could be in the positive manner or the negative manner. As the example, I play football. So what are you saying? You are just stating, you are just declaring that you play football. But if you want to say something negative or you want to deny something negative, Sunita does not like ice cream. So here the message being conveyed or the meaning being conveyed is that Sunita is a girl who does not relish or likes ice cream. So it's a kind of a negative statement. But both these statements are declarative or assertive type of statement, of which one is positive, affirmative, and the other is negative. The next one, interrogative, which asks something. Well, even in interrogative, we have got two types of interrogative questions. Perhaps I would be adding one more to it and saying that there are three types. Well, I will tell you about it. The first one is the yes-no questions. When you ask a question in such a manner that you are able to answer it in a yes-no fashion or a yes-no manner, we call such statements or such questions the yes-no questions. They tend to begin with auxiliary verbs. As you can see over here, do you like to study English? Well, we are asking a question. But we have started asking the question with the help of the beginning word do. The word do is an auxiliary verb. Similarly, you can ask questions. Are you 17 years old? Were you injured last night? Or something like this. You can ask with the help of auxiliary verb. Have you lost your pen? So similarly, such sentences are called yes-no type question, where a person can reply beginning with yes or no. So it is rightfully called as yes-no question. That was the first type of interrogative sentence. We have interrogative sentences with the WH questions, where we use the WH beginning words like what, when, where, why, whose, or such questions where each and every word begins with a WH. Well, there is one which is a WH question but does not start with WH, and that is a very special one which you might have learned in the last year or last class. That is how. So how is also a member of the WH question family. So WH questions are the second type of interrogative sentences, which starts with the words like where, having WH in the beginning. So where, when, why, what, how. So such words are called WH questions, or is the second type of interrogative sentences. Let's read this example sentence. Where do you live? How are you? When will you be back? And other such sentences can be used or are called WH question, which is the second type of interrogative sentence. Well, I would like to add one more thing to it, that is the question tag. Well, question tag is also a kind of interrogative sentence where we apply a tag after a declaration. So, a kind of fusion of the two things. If I say I play football, don't I? So I am adding a question tag over there where I am reconfirming the statement that I have made. So the third type of sentence, or I can say interrogative sentence, is question tag. We have a full chapter to learn about it. Well, looking into the other things, imperative sentences where you have instructions, requests or advice, where I also added you can have command and order. Commands, take it away, take it and go away. So here you see a command is being given over here, a kind of sentence or a kind of instruction given. Similarly, we have requests, please open the box for me. So here you can see a kind of request being made over here. Third one, advice. Have a look at the spelling, advices and advice, A-D-V-I-C-E. Be careful while crossing the road. So in all these three examples you see one of each type, where one is a instruction or we can say command, request and advice. Finally, we have the exclamatory sentence. One example, how beautiful the morning is. So here you are not asking a question by using the word how. You are actually exclaiming something. You are saying that the morning is really beautiful. You are expressing a feeling over here. How beautiful the morning is, and then applying the exclamation mark. So these were the four types of sentences based on the meaning they convey. Let us go ahead and read from our text the important things that we need to know related to writing of sentences. Well, given to you in your text on page number 57 at the bottom of the page, 4 important instructions that one needs to keep at all given points of time. All sentences begin with a capital letters. Yes, every sentence must begin with a capital letter. It is inevitable. It's very, very important to remember this point. Still, many a times we make mistakes. We do not start our sentence with capital letters and finally land up with punctuation errors or capitalization errors. So, all sentences must begin or with a capital letter. The second thing is statements, commands and requests end with a full stop. So where to use a full stop? Where to use a period? We must use a full stop or a period at statements, commands and requests. When you make use of such sentences, statement, command and request, we must not forget to end up these sentences with a full stop. We must have a full stop after this. Questions, that is interrogative sentences. When you happen to use an interrogative sentence in your writing, we must apply a question mark in order to complete its meaning and convey the message. Finally, exclamations end with an exclamatory sentences or exclamations end with an exclamation mark. That is a line and the dot underneath it. Well, one more thing that I would like to add over here in this, that a sentence must have a proper subject and a predicate. That is also very important thing in my point of view. Well, let's move ahead and see the other things that we need to revise. We've been given an exercise on page number 58 where we've been asked at the end of each sentence, at the end of each of the following sentence, put an appropriate punctuation mark, a full stop, a question mark or an exclamation mark in the brackets. Write S, Q, E, C or R to indicate whether it is a statement. If it's a statement, we have to write S. If it is a question, we need to put up the symbol Q. If it is an exclamatory sentence, exclamation, then we need to write the letter E. And finally, if it's a command or a request, we need to write C and R respectively. Well, you already have 10 sentences in your text. I will be taking up 8 more similar type of sentences for our practice. So let's do it now. Practice exercise for us. mark each sentence with proper punctuations and write S for a statement, Q for a question, E for an exclamation, C for command, the command and request fall in the category of imperative sentences, and finally R for request. Well, let's take up the sentences that we need to do. First one, how beautiful the day is. Let's write it. Second one, Sachin is a great cricketer. Third sentence, what on earth are you doing? Fourth one, I cannot believe him to be the murderer. Next one, do you want coffee? Sixth one, cats catch mice. 7, elephants have a good memory. 8, what a beautiful view of the mountains. So let's punctuate and identify the kind of sentence each one of these are. First one, how beautiful the day is. Well, just by looking at the word how, do not make up the mind that it's a interrogative sentence. It is not an interrogative sentence. If you read the sentence carefully, you will see that it is expressing a feeling inside you, describing the beauty of the day. So how beautiful the day is. It is an exclamation and exclamatory sentence, hence requires an exclamation mark at the end of the sentence. So let's punctuate it by putting the exclamation mark, and on the alongside writing over here as the marking the symbol in the capital letter as E. That is what we've been instructed to do. E stands for exclamation or exclamatory mark. The next one, Sachin is a great cricketer. What are we doing over here? We are simply stating something, we are declaring something, we are asserting something, making a statement about someone, that is Sachin. Sachin is a great cricketer. So obviously we will not be applying any other mark except the full stop for the period required over here, and understanding this as a statement. It is a declarative and assertive sentence. So we will write S for statement over here. Third one, what on earth are you doing? So what are we trying to say over here? Are we trying to ask a question over here? No, we are not trying to ask a question over here. Although we have the word what inside it. What on earth are you doing? We are just trying to ask someone, okay, what are you doing? Maybe somebody is doing something that he or she should not be doing. Having found this, the person said, what on earth are you doing? You are doing all mess over here. So what on earth are you doing is an exclamatory sentence. So we require an exclamation mark, and we will mark it out as E over here. The fourth one, I cannot believe him to be the murderer. Well, what are you doing? Are you shouting at someone? Are you commanding someone? No, we are not commanding someone. We are still declaring something over here. We are simply saying that I don't believe that this person is a murderer. So it is again a statement type of sentence. Do you want coffee? Yes, you are asking someone something. Just as we learned about the yes/no type question over here, the yes/no question beginning with the word do or do. So here it's the same thing. Do you want coffee? You are asking someone something. Hence we'll apply the question mark and state it as a question. So it's an interrogative sentence. Cats catch mice. Are we instructing something? Are we commanding someone? What are we doing in this sentence? Well, we are simply passing a statement saying that cats catch mice. It is their nature. So we are just making a simple statement, passing a statement. Cats catch mice. Hence, only a full stop is required. Therefore, we will say it is a statement and nothing else. Elephants have a good memory. What have we done over here? Elephants have a good memory. We are once again simply saying about the quality of elephants or stating something, making an assertion. Elephants have a good memory. Hence, we require full stop along with a S mark, that is statement. We are declaring something. So it's a declarative sentence. Finally, what a beautiful view of the mountains. So once again we use the word what, but this time too we are not asking a question. We are simply admiring the beauty of mountains by saying what a beautiful view of the mountains. Hence we require an exclamation mark over here at the end and acknowledging it as the exclamatory sentence. So these were the 8 sentences. Well, we did not have any command or request type of sentence over here. Hence, we have not marked it out. Let's move ahead and look into the next important thing, that is the let's learn section given to us on page number 58, which will acknowledge us about the other important things related to requests. Requests can be written as sentences beginning with please. Yes, we are very well aware of it that when we want to make request, we rightfully or actually we make use of the word please. Please, and then you say whatever you want to say. Please let me in. Please let me ride your bicycle. Please don't disturb the patient. Please allow me to pass from here. Please lend me your pencil. Please give me a glass of water. And many such sentences begin with the word please, where the word please indicates a request. So requests can be written as sentences beginning with please. But the please can play a different role altogether, as explained to us in this let's learn section. Requests often take the form of polite questions. Well, the same word please can be used in a question also, where the question will turn out to become a polite question because the word please has been inserted inside, it has been used within that question. Let us see with the help of these example sentences. Will you please post this letter for me? So here the word please has been used not just to make a request. You are not saying please post this letter. No. You are not making a simple request. Here you are asking a question with a request inside it. Therefore we call such things as polite questions. Will you please post this letter for me? Will you lend me your camera for a day? Similarly, other sentences, may I come in? And then you are saying please after a pause. Have a careful look. May I come in is something asking permission for, and then adding the word please into it to make it a polite question. Can I speak to you for a few minutes? Could you tell me the way to the station? Might I have another cup of tea? Well, you will not find the word please over here in this, but they are polite questions without the use of the word please. They are still polite questions. Would you mind waiting for a minute? And all such questions, what we have just read, are polite questions where the request and an interrogative sentence, a question, gets combined together. So we can say it's a kind of fusion. Well, moving ahead on page number 59 to understand more about the exclamation. An exclamation can generally be turned into a statement. Yes, we can change an exclamatory sentence into a statement type of sentence or a declarative sentence by modifying its internal content. Let us see how. This is a general or a usual practice. How hot it is. So what are we expressing? We are expressing a feeling over here that it is a very hot day. So we are simply saying to express the feeling of uncomfort or saying that it's a very hot day, how hot it is, and then applying the exclamation mark. But the same thing can be changed into a assertive sentence, a declarative sentence, by making modification inside its writing pattern, as you will see on the board. I try to explain it to you. Well, the sentence, how hot it is, with an exclamation mark, can be changed into its a declarative sentence by making a little change inside it. By changing the word it and the word hot, which is the adjective over here, how hot it is. It is, so we are starting with the word it. It is very hot. Very hot, and simply put a full stop instead of the exclamation mark. So you can see the changes that came about in the sentence. How hot it is, where the word how has now been eliminated, and instead of that we written the word very over here. It is very hot. So you are stating that it is a very hot day, but in the first sentence you are exclaiming or expressing a feeling how hot it is. Well, so in this manner we can change an exclamation into a statement or a declarative sentence. What a noise you are making. So you mean to say that someone is really disturbing you and making noise. Well, the same thing can be expressed as a matter of statement. You are making a great deal of noise. So have a look at the words. A great deal of has been inserted or now used over there instead of what a noise you are making. So important changes needs to be made over there in order to execute or build up such sentences or frame such sentences. May you soon be well. Now what do you mean to say? You mean to tell someone that he or she should become or he or she should get well soon. But here it is been expressed as may you soon be well and the exclamation mark. But the same thing can be said, I hope you will soon be well, where it has been transformed into a statement type or you can say a declarative sentence. Would that my friend were here. Now see how awkward it is. Would that my friend were here. But here it is an okay sentence. It is an exclamatory sentence. You are expressing the desire or the wish or expressing a feeling that you wish your friend was here. The same thing will be mentioned as a statement. I wish my friend were here. I wish my friend were here and not was here. Would that my friend were here. I wish my friend were here. Oh that I were a bird. So you are trying to express oh that. I wish that I was a bird. So this is a way of using the exclamatory mark or the exclamatory sentence, or I can say exclamation, which is quite unusual to use in day-to-day speech. Oh that I were a bird. I wish, I desire that I were a bird. Well, it is possible to use such sentences which you have just acknowledged. Moving ahead with regards to exclamations. Exclamations with the words what a or only what. What a and the other part of the sentence, and only what with the other part of the sentence. That is singular nouns, plural and uncountables. We are going to learn a chart about it now. What a followed by a singular noun. How can we use it? Examples have been framed over here for us to read. What a pity you can't come with us. So analyze the sentence. What a has been followed by an abstract noun over here, pity. What a pity you can't come with us. So we have used a singular noun over here, pity, which is an abstract noun. After the usage what a, where you will be finding the article a, which refers to as a singular article or used with a singular noun. So what a pity you can't come with us, where pity is a singular noun. The next sentence, what a nuisance that child is. So once again, nuisance is an abstract entity, an abstract noun, which will be considered as a singular noun, and it will carry a singular noun. So what a followed by a singular noun, pity, a singular noun, nuisance. What a lovely sight. Lovely, describing the word sight. What a good idea. Again the word idea used as a singular entity or a singular noun which has got a word good before it, which is the adjective describing the word idea. What a joke, what a funny thing to say. So all these examples connected with the word what a had a singular noun after it, or had a singular noun followed, or it what a followed by a singular noun. Well, you can see the other part of it. What a fool you are. What a charming girl she is. What a hypocrite he is. What a clever boy Ashok is. And what a mean fellow and what a selfish man you are and he is, respectively, being indicated over here in this tabular chart. Likewise, the word what. The only word what where the article is not used, these sentences can be constructed. What treachery. You can see the word treachery. We are not saying what a treachery. We are saying what treachery. What childlike innocence. What awful news. Where you might have learned earlier that news, although written as a plural form with the letter S inside it, is considered to be singular, but it is an abstract noun. With an abstract noun or with plural nouns, we use the word what to create exclamations or exclamatory sentences. What fun your new friend is. What genius you have. What beautiful music they are playing. What wonderful ideas she has. What funny things he says, and what lovely eyes she has. Finally, what absurd notions they have. Are all examples where you saw that the word what was having the abstract noun or plural nouns after it. Well, so in these two manners or these two things, we learned how to use what a and how to use what with exclamatory sentences or exclamations. Well, moving ahead to the next thing, we have a negative sentence can be written in two ways. Well, yes, we learned about this earlier, it's a revision. A negative sentence can be written in two different ways. Let's acknowledge about this once again. I have not seen Raman or Krishna. So what do you mean to say? That you have not seen Raman and another person, Krishna. The same thing can be written in a different manner by using a negative sentence. I have seen. So you see the word. In the first sentence you said I have not seen. But here in the second way of writing the same negative sentence, we are saying I have seen. So you are using an affirmative sentence then followed by a negative word, that is neither. I have seen neither Raman nor Krishna. Well, the same message was conveyed in two different ways. Therefore, we can say a negative sentence can be written in two different ways. The first one, where we simply used a negative word not inside it. I have not seen Raman or Krishna. You can see the choice being made with the conjunction over there. the coordinating conjunction or. I have not seen Naman or Krishna. Whereas in the second sentence, I have seen. You are claiming, you are saying that yes, you say by using a positive verb over here. I have seen neither Raman nor Krishna. So by adding neither, it now turns into a negative sentence. So negatives which can be written in two different ways. Let's acknowledge and gauge some more sentences. She cannot read or write. So we are trying to say that the girl or the person cannot read or write by using can plus not, cannot in a negative manner. But in the very next sentence you can see she can, and then adding the word neither over there by making it negative. She can neither read nor write. So once again we are writing the negative sentence by using an affirmative verb over here, a positive verb over here. She can. So at the first moment or the first instance you are saying or using a positive one, she can, and then writing the negative, neither read nor write. So make use of the word neither nor in a sentence in the second way of writing. On the next page, page number 60, you will find some more similar sentences to gauge. She will not eat any food or drink any water. A future tense statement. She will not eat any food or drink any water, which has again been written in the negative sentence or in a negative form without changing its meaning. She will eat, but here the verb has been used in the positive sense first and then applying the negativity inside it. She will eat and then saying no food and drink no water. So instead of not, we have used the word no food and no water to again bring out its actual meaning. I cannot bear this pain any longer. So we are saying or we are using a negative word I cannot bear. There is the action doing word over here. I cannot bear this pain any longer. Same thing can be said I can bear. So what do you mean to say you can bear? You are saying no. You are not going to change the meaning, but you are just going to change the structure of the sentence by using a positive verb over here, a positive way of writing, and then including the negative. I can bear this pain, and then saying you can bear it, but how much? No longer. So the meaning of both the sentences mean the same. The way of writing is different. I can bear this pain no longer. Finally, we have two more sets of sentences over here. We did not meet anybody there. See, first you are saying you did not meet and then saying anybody there. We did not meet. You are simply refusing, denying. We did not meet whom? Anybody there. The same thing can be written we met. So you are saying that yes, you met someone, but did you actually meet? No. We met, but then you change the word from anybody to nobody, which now means the same. We met nobody there. There was no one over there when we went to see someone. Finally, we have the set of sentences. We do not have any work. Means you are free. Isn't that? It means you are free. We do not have any work. But the same thing can be said. We have no work to do. Again, it means the same. You are free. But the way of writing both these sentences is completely different. So I hope you have gauged, you understood, you've gained the understanding about how to write negative sentences in two different ways. Well, we have a note given to us in the box which is very important for us to read once again. In a negative sentence, only one negative is used. Yes, that is what we just now acknowledged while we were writing the two ways of writing. Each one of them had one negative word inside it, whether it was not or no, whether it was neither nor or either or. Well, in a negative sentence, only one negative is used. But if two negatives are used, then two negatives make an affirmative. It will change into an affirmative. It will change the meaning of that statement or the sentence. For example, he is unable to do his work is a negative sentence. We are trying to say in this sentence that he is not able to do his work. We are expressing the idea that someone is not able to do his work by saying he is unable to do his work. But if we also use the word not inside it, it becomes affirmative. Let's see how. He is unable to do this work. He is not able to do this work is the meaning. Well, in the very next sentence, he is not unable to do this work. So when we are adding that word not with the word unable, he is not Unable, it means he is able to do this work. Therefore, the meaning is given to over there. He is able to do this work. Well, so be careful when you use such sentences in your writing or in your speech. When you want to express a negativity, then you must use only one negative, otherwise it will change to become a positive. Well, many times if you want to trick someone, you can use such a way of saying that he is not unable to do this work. It means he is able to do this work. Moving ahead to the next one, negative questions. Notice the structure of a negative question. The negative not comes just after the subject, but in spoken English, where short forms such as isn't, wasn't, won't, don't, didn't, can't, wouldn't, hasn't, haven't, etc. are used, the subject comes just after not. So we should understand about this, that using not in a negative question, where you will find in these examples like is it not cold, you will observe that the subject it is before the word not, before the negative word not, and the negative word not is just after the subject it. Whereas the same thing, if it is in spoken English or it is used to speak out, then we say isn't it cold, where you will find is and isn't, where is and not are combined together making isn't, and after that you will find the subject it. So is it not cold, where the subject it is just before the negative word not, and the word not is just after the subject it. Whereas in the short form used in the spoken English, isn't it, where the word it, the subject is soon after the negative word not, is a matter to observe. Let's look into the other sentences. Will you not attend the meeting? So will you not, where you have the word you, the subject, followed by the negative word not. Will you not attend the meeting? The same thing when written or when spoken in a short form or in a short way as an abbreviation. Won't you attend the meeting? You will find the word won't, which contains the letter, the word not inside it, and soon after that you will find the subject you. Won't you? So you came after the word not, and when we wrote this in a full sentence, will you not attend? So the word you or the subject was before the word not. Similarly, the third sentence, have they not heard the news? Has the subject they before the word not, and haven't they heard the news has got the subject they after the word not, where the negative word is before the subject. So I hope you understood these three things. A negative question expects the answer yes. So when you ask a negative question to someone, the answer which is expected is usually yes. When I say, is it not cold? So what are you using over here? You are saying, is it not cold? You are using a negative sentence over here. You mean to say that it is cold. I mean that I think it is cold, and expect the answer from the opponent to say, yes, it is cold. Answer from someone. But in answering such a question, you must say what you think. It is not a compulsion to say yes. We can have our own opinion in this kind of sentences, definitely. Well, the general understanding is that when a negative question is asked, is it not cold? The opponent means to say or tries to convey the message that it is cold in his point of view. Maybe in your point of view it is not cold. So your answer may be yes or no. You may reply yes it is cold, or you may reply no it is not cold. But the general understanding of asking such a question is that the opponent wants you or expects an answer to say yes. So I hope the negative question part is now clear to you. Upcoming is exercise that you see. Change each of the following sentences into a polite question. We will be looking up into a similar exercise now. Change into polite questions. First one, buy me a ticket. Well, it's a command. Buy me a ticket. The same thing can be said as a polite question. You can turn it out into a polite question by doing the necessary changes inside it as we learned from our text. Will you buy me a ticket? And then apply a comma and write the requesting word please. Will you buy me a ticket please? So the answer is going to be the polite question beginning with the auxiliary verb will. Will you buy me a ticket please? Or alternatively we can write, will you please buy me a ticket, and the full stop applied over there. Alternatively you can write it in that manner too. Second sentence, shut the front door. Well, we can change it into a polite question by making necessary changes within it, applying the necessary words. Will you please shut the front door? Or will you shut the front door, then a comma and applying please. Well, this time writing please within the sentence. Will you please shut the front door? So, one type of each I have taken for your understanding. Where you can write the word please after applying a comma at the end or in the middle of a sentence. Both the ways can be utilized. The next one, help me find my leather jacket. Help me find my leather jacket. A statement, a simple statement. So you will be asking a question in a very polite manner and saying, will you please help me find my leather jacket? Will you please help me find my leather jacket? In this manner you can write the polite question or change the given statement into a polite question. You have to apply the question mark without fail. So in all these places question mark is at most important. The next one, come out with us tonight. So a simple command or a kind of request being made over here, come out with us tonight. Well, you can change this into a polite question when you want to ask someone to join you to come out. Would you like to come out with us tonight? You see, we added a word over here while changing it into a polite question. Would you like? Not simply using will you please. You're not telling someone just come out. You are conveying thing, come out with us tonight. Okay, so you're giving someone a kind of free advice. Free advice is now being changed into a polite question. So would you like to come out with us tonight? So analyze the sentence. Would you like to come out with us tonight? Question mark without fail. Number 5. Sentence is, be there at 5 in the evening. A strong order or a strong command being given in this sentence. Be there at 5 in the evening. So a strong command will be transforming, changing it into a polite question. The same thing can be said in a very polite question or can be asked in a polite manner. Will you please be there at 5 in the evening? Number 6. Keep still, do not move. Very harsh command. Keep still, do not move. Maybe the doctor is advising the patient not to move, or someone similarly. Keep still, do not move. Let's change this into a polite question. We'll have to be careful while doing this one. Will you please keep still and not move? We'll have to make changes in the structure of the sentence. Observe it. Will you please keep still? That is one thing. You have requested someone not to, or you requested someone to be firm. Keep still. Will you please keep still, comma, and not move? Well, that do not move will now change to not move. We may apply a comma, we may not apply a comma. Will you please keep still and not move? And then the question mark can be applied over here. Observe the pattern of writing. 7th one. Lend me $1. Similar sentences you have in your text. These are similar questions for practice. I hope it's helping you to practice the exercise. Lend me $1. Simple command, isn't it? A kind of order, or just saying someone, telling someone, lend me $1, give me $1. Will you please lend me $1? No, you are asking a question in a very polite fashion, a polite manner. Will you please? This is somewhat what you are saying in a direct manner, which can offend a person. Will you please lend me $1? So when you are asking money from someone, you should be a little polite. Well, so these were the 7 sentences. In connection to the first exercise or the exercise that we had in our text about changing the given sentence into polite questions. Quickly, we will be taking another exercise which is given to us in our text, that is about changing the given sentences or statements into exclamatory sentences. I have a similar exercise for you to practice. Let us go through these sentences and practice more about it in this revision lecture. Next exercise. Change the following declarative sentences into exclamatory sentences. change the following declarative sentences into exclamatory sentences. Well, we understood about this earlier. It's quite simple, but we need to remember few things which I will be telling you as I make you practice this exercise. Necessary guidance I will be giving you. When you change a declarative into an exclamatory, the first and important thing is to change the punctuation mark. The full stop, the period will be changed into the exclamation mark. That's very important. How to use it, where to use it is an important aspect to learn. Well, when you change a declarative sentence into an exclamatory, most of the times we have to use words like what and how in order to begin our sentence. So where to use what and where to use how is an important question that will be coming to your mind. As we proceed with this practice, we'll be learning about it. So let's get started. The first one, war and peace. So war and peace, I put in the quoted speech over here or speech marks because it is a name of a novel. It's a proper name. Is a great novel. So what is the idea in this sentence? It is a statement, a simple declarative statement asserting something, telling us something that War and Peace, that is the name of a novel, is a great novel. Now the entire thing is to be changed into its exclamatory sentence or exclamation form by making necessary changes or showing a kind of expression, a sudden strong faith. Well, to do that, we will be required to use a word what right at the beginning of the sentence. What a great novel. So we are describing a great novel over here. So what a great novel, War and Peace, and finally we will be using the auxiliary verb is in order to construct the entire sentence. Well, although it's very easy to change a declarative into its exclamatory sentence, but still we need to be careful and learn the structure properly. War and Peace is a great novel. We will begin with the word what. A great, we are not asking a question, we are expressing that surprise by using the word what. What a great novel. So here we are describing novel, which is the object part over here, isn't it? So what a great novel War and Peace is. Again putting the word War and Peace in quoted speech. The word war and the word peace needs to be capitalized. What a great novel, War and Peace. Finally, we will be writing the auxiliary verb is followed by the exclamation mark. So you see how did we write, execute the sentence using the word what over here. Well, at times we have to use the word how, but that we will be using when we will be describing or when we are concerned about the subject part, the noun part, and not the object part. Let us see the next sentence. You are late for the English class. You are late for the English class. Well, a simple statement, a declarative statement over here, stating that the person is late for the English class. You are late. You is the subject. So what are we describing over here? Are we describing the class over here? We are expressing a surprise about the class or about the person. When we are expressing a surprise about the person coming late. So here we will not be using the word what. Instead we will be using the word how. So how late, that late is being described over here. How late you are, that you is late over here. Therefore, we are concerned about the subject over here. Hence, we are using the word how to begin our exclamatory sentence or the exclamation. How late you are, and not are you. If you write are you, it may turn out to become a question, interrogative. How late you are for the English class. In this manner, you can change a declarative into the exclamatory form. Next one, number 3. Arman can write very fast. Simple declarative sentence, a usual one. Arman can write very fast. We are just asserting, we are just saying that Arman is a boy and he can write very fast. Well, so what are we using over here? What are we focusing on? We are focusing on the Arman's ability to write very fast, and that needs to be expressed in a strong feeling. So, how fast? Fast is the action done by, or the fast writing is done by Arman. How fast Arman can write? We are not asking a question saying how fast can Arman write. If you write like that, how fast can Arman write, will turn out to become a question. So, we will be beginning with the word how and not what. Still, you can have a trial and error and insert the what and try to read the sentence. You will realize that it is incorrect. What fast Arman can write? Well, you don't say what fast Arman can write. You can say only one thing, that is how fast we are describing the quality fast within Arman. So here Arman is the noun which is in focus, what we are expressing the feeling about. How fast Arman can write. And then the exclamation mark, undoubtedly, without forgetting. The next one, number 4. Pradipta can dance very well. So once again we have another girl over here and its qualities. Pradipta can dance very well. A general declarative sentence, a simple declarative sentence. Pradipta can dance very well. And we are going to express this as an exclamation simply by applying the word how. How, and then we will be eliminating the word very over, just as we eliminated the word over here. How well. How well. Who is dancing well? Pradipta is dancing. So how well Pradipta can dance. How well Pradipta can dance. Well, in this manner, we changed the sentence into its exclamatory form. The next one, number 5. The Taj Mahal is a beautiful creation. Well, what are we saying in this simple sentence, a declarative one? That the Taj Mahal is a beautiful creation. We are going to change it into its exclamatory form, where we are describing the creation as beautiful. We are talking about the beauty of the creation, which is actually the Taj Mahal, but we are concerned about the object part over here and not the subject part, that is the noun part. So when we do this, we will not be writing how this time, instead we will be writing what. Well, we could have written what over here in case the sentence was in a different way. Say if the sentence was the Taj Mahal is beautiful and the word creation was not given to us. then you would have written how beautiful the Taj Mahal is. But here the sentence is the Taj Mahal is a beautiful, and then we have an additional word creation which is referring to Taj Mahal, but it is in the object part and we are going to be concerned about that word. Hence we will be using what a beautiful creation the Taj Mahal is and not how a beautiful creation the Taj Mahal is. That would turn out to be an incorrect sentence. Hence we will be writing the answer what a beautiful creation the Taj Mahal is. Finally, we will be applying the auxiliary verb and the exclamation mark after that. I hope the explanation about this sentence was clear to you. Why we use what and not how. We could have used how. I explained about that too. The next one, number 6. You can talk very well. Let's change this into an exclamatory sentence. You can talk very well. So we are talking about, or we are concerned about the person you over here. That is the subject part or the noun part. So we will be using how and not what. How well, the quality of doing something well, which is within the person you. So how well, who can talk? You can talk. How well you can talk. The exclamation mark. 7th one. That was a great tragedy. A declarative sentence given to us, that was a great tragedy. So we are once again concerned about the great tragedies or tragedy, which is already pointed out by saying that. So what are we going to use over here? The word what and not how. We are not going to say how a great tragedy. It would be incorrect to say so, because we are concerned about the object. We are taking into focus the word tragedy, which is given to us in the object part. Hence, we will be using what a great tragedy that was, and the exclamation mark undoubtedly. Next one, number 8. My father has a beautiful car. My father has, let's change beautiful to expensive. My father has an expensive car. Let us say expensive instead of beautiful. My father has an expensive car. So you are describing or concerned about the car and you are not talking about your father. So my father has an expensive car. When you try to write the exclamatory sentence, you will be using the word what, which has been mentioned in the predicate part as an object. So let's write the answer beginning with the word what and not how. We don't say how an expensive car or how expensive car. No, it would be completely incorrect to say so. So what an expensive car. What an expensive car my father has. Expressing strong feeling of surprise over here. What an expensive car my father, and finally writing the word has before the exclamation mark, which is very important to we put over there. Suhas is a very kind boy. Number 9. Suhas is a very kind boy. You see, in this sentence we are describing Suhas in the predicate part. So are we going to write how kind boy Suhas is? No, we will be saying what a kind boy Suhas is, because we are describing the boy. No doubt it is Suhas, but it has been mentioned in the predicate part, hence it is an object. So when you talk about the object, concerned about or focus about the object, we will be using the word what and not how. So let's use the word what. What a kind boy Suhas is. Then the exclamation mark after it. So I hope by now you must have understood how to change sentences or declarative sentences into the exclamatory ones. Well, the last one, number 10. This is an interesting movie. This is an interesting movie. Yet another declarative type of sentence, a declarative sentence taking something and we will be changing it into its exclamatory form by analyzing the sentence. This is an interesting movie. We are concerned about the word movie in the object part, which is no doubt demonstrated or pointed out to in the subject part over here, but we are talking about the movie, which is actually in the predicate part and it is an object over it. Hence, we are going to use the word what and not how. What an interesting movie this is. We are not going to say how an interesting movie this is. It would be incorrect to say so. What an interesting movie this is. And finally the exclamation mark at the end. These were the 10 sentences which we changed from its declarative sentence to exclamatory sentence. Well, I hope you understood all about the necessary things related to the chapter that we initiated about kinds of sentences, and the exercises must have helped you. This is all for the lecture. Goodbye for now. See you soon in the next lecture. Take care.